Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Scale Riders podcast episode number 236 with your host 65 Lokes. Heading out right now. A few things on my mind. Decided let's do a podcast right now while they're fresh on here. Just heading out, so I don't know how long this episode will be, but we did acquire the latest issue of Model Cars magazine. It's out now, available up on the Scale Rider store. I showed up yesterday and I was like, looking through stuff, checking the mail, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh damn, the new issue number 225 is out. We got it in. We got about like a dozen copies that we got in. So once these are sold out, then that's it. There's no restock on them. For the most part, with these magazines, once we get them in, we go based off of the quantity we order. After that, reordering more, they're basically back issues at that point, because when they're freshly released, they're sent out to, every store or place that sells the magazine that carries it. And that's kind of about it. If any store wants to get more, it's considered more a back issue, and it could even cost more money because it's a back issue, having to have it printed. It's not like it's just printed and chilling, there. No, it's like a lot of these issues are limited edition. There's only so many they print, and they get sent out to the customers, or even the subscribers that subscribe directly to them as well. It's I was looking at the I guess like the archive, like library of all the issues that we've carried since we started in the beginning, carrying their issues, and it's kind of cool to see the lineup of all the issues we've carried from them, and they're consistently carrying new stuff, new content. The covers look fresh, so there's the latest one. I did see it on Facebook that they had it out, like a coming soon. Kind of, they always give their subscribers a heads up, like it should be hitting your mailbox soon. And whenever I see that, it's like the same, like, all right, dope. I should be getting my copies in for the store for my customers. And it's nice, to have magazines around like this, the tangible physical things that you can flip through. I know we're spoiled online through social media, Google Pics and everything, Yahoo search, everything that, we could find some stuff, but, sometimes some of these things get deleted, or if they were uploaded on like Photo Bucket years ago, they're kind of gone as well. A lot of times those accounts expire. People just delete a lot of the content and stuff, or accounts not being active for so long. The companies just kind of get rid of all that stuff. They kind of just delete accounts. And when you have these magazines, I mean, they are nostalgic. It does take us back to times where, it's like, oh, dope, when I was younger buying magazines and stuff like that. And sometimes too, when there's especially like instructions and you're working on your build and you want to follow the steps, there could be an article of something you've been wanting to do, or maybe something that you're like, dude, that's crazy, this issue just came out and this is exactly what I'm working on right now. Follow the steps to step, have it right in front of you, flipping through a screen. Your eyes aren't going to get like jacked up or anything, because it's not like you're staring into a screen, whether it's your phone or your laptop. You know what I mean? Like you're just staring into paper right there, looking at a picture, and you can zoom in as much as you want, putting it as close to your eye. So it's really neat to have the magazine, and it's also like a complimentary thing for my customers whenever, they're ordering, whether it's a model kit or tools or paint, whatever it is that they may be ordering, if they want to add an issue to their order, bam, they could just chuck that little thing in there, add to cart, and they'll get an issue altogether on there. And this is the latest one that just came out. I might have maybe like a few different issues from the past, releases in stock. It's kind of like the leftover stock that I had. If you guys are looking for any of those, just browse through there. I don't know. There might be one, or maybe you already have them. I'm not sure. But there are some issues that I know I have left on there, and like I said, once those are done, they're it. That's it. No more. We're just gonna continue getting the latest, the newest stuff, and just kind of keep going from there. There has been a lot of shifts and things, decision makings for the online store. As many of you might already know by the time you listen to this podcast, but we're currently liquidating all of our Aoshima model kits. So all the plastic model kits, not the wheels, not the detail parts, but it's more the kits. They're right now they're 30% off. I have started to sell August 28, I believe, and it's going till September 3rd. So we'll see. I might extend that. The response has been great. People have been taking advantage of it, copying as many kits as they can of stuff. Maybe some things they've had on the list, or curious about some kits they never tried before. And 30% off is like a nice chunk off of a kit. You're basically like, it's like any kits that are like in the $30 some range are going to be brought down to like in the $20 range. You know what I mean? You can just do the math, just calculate, bust out the calculator, or even just add to cart, and just put in the code, and you'll see how much you're saving right there. And if you go past the $100 threshold, you'll get free shipping as well. So that's kind of going on right there, and that was a decision I had to make recently on the Aoshima. One of the things too I'm forgetting to add is like a lot of these kits, once I sell out of them, there's really no thought of me of restocking on these kits. There is some stock I am expecting to arrive later this year for like the fourth quarter of the year that we got coming up, and that's stuff that's been back ordered. I think it's the Murcielago Lamborghini, the version 2. The box art, it's like it's a green, but it's like a lime green kind of tone, and that's one right there that I had on back order when I had pre-ordered it earlier this year, before I made my decision. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the kits are awesome. They make great kits. I love building Aoshima kits. I mean, you guys see me every time when I'm working on one. And if you look at my latest builds from this year and even some of last year's, it's always been an Aoshima kit. Also, even if I'm doing like a kit with like Zoom on body kit parts, or like Zoom on sells like their kits, like part sets. You always, for the most part, they go off of a lot of the Aoshima kits for the most part as like the donor, And I mean, they're awesome kits, and everything fits great. They're clean, and everything. But I have to separate, obviously there's two parts, right? My point of view with Aoshima, there's the consumer part, the hobbyist, the builder, artistry. There's that side of it, and then the other side of it is more when I put on like my business hat on, so I have to separate two things like that. I love creating the kits, I love building them, I have fun, recommend them, I like tagging them and everything like that. But also when it comes down to the business thing, that's a whole like separate thing, as much as the kits, when I put in my orders and they come in and I'm like, oh, dope. I love seeing the box art, I love seeing the kits flowing in, and also customers purchasing them, shipping them out. It gets me excited because I know that this model is going to be brought to light. Someone's going to build it. It's going to be out there on a table one day, whether it's here in California or out of state, but it's going to definitely be out there. But there has been a lot of changes, obviously, for those of you that know, that are on Instagram or even on Facebook. But Aoshima earlier this year did make an announcement that they were going to start selling to North America. And you know, a lot of my friends that saw that post told me that they thought of me, and they were like, oh damn, that sucks. Like, if they're going to start doing that, then how's that going to affect you, you know? And even when I saw that post, I was like, oh, what the hell? Like, damn, that's kind of crazy. And there could be many reasons as to why companies do this. Many speculations, but it's something that we'll never know. It could be that the expansion, they want to go hard on the expansion to go bigger, more in the U.S. and, you know, in the northern by opening that door direct to consumer. Or it could be that due to the economy, how it's impacted everybody in the U.S. and especially worldwide, not a lot of stores are purchasing a lot of Aoshima like they did before through their distributors, causing a disruption, and their distributors to also have this huge stockpile of Aoshima kits that even they can't push. And it's backing everything up, and now that's putting pressure, you know, like, oh man, how are we going to move these kits, you know? I guess we got to go direct to consumer, you know? I mean, there's many speculations. Those are just a couple that I just kind of brought up right there. I'm not sure if those are true or not, you know, who knows? But like I said, we'll never know. But from my point of view, as a, you know, when I put on my hat as a salesperson to operate a business, you know, I got to think, all right, well, this is definitely going to change everything, you know. In the beginning, I decided to not order as much. So my decline of ordering just dipped down on the kits because it just became very saturated. I started seeing the kits everywhere. I started seeing the kits just like it's like a mass, like a production, like overly a mass production, just seeing it everywhere, that it's almost like, okay, well, they're very accessible now, you know. It's not like they're hard to find. It's not like you know, you have some type of exclusivity or advantage or whatever to be the only one, you know. And obviously that's hard. You can't really just be the only one, you know. There has to be other stores that have to carry this stuff too. And I have seen it in other stores, but not as much. I mean, before I even started selling as an online store, I was buying some Aoshima kits along when I was building like my loiter models and everything. And there was only like a handful of stores that were carrying these kits. Everything else was like directly from stores in Japan, you know, online stores where you would have to order this stuff. Or even when I went to Japan back in like 2017, 2018, 2017, at the end of that, I brought with me a bunch of kits and stuff like that from Japan, you know, because I couldn't find that stuff here. And fast forward to 2020, when I started to, you know, be able to obtain Aoshima kits, I knew that, dude, you can't find these. So I went hard and I started just investing a lot of my money into Aoshima through my distributor, just purchasing like crazy. I had like 8, 9 boxes, 10 boxes at a time showing up, you know, UPS, FedEx, dropping off these big boxes, and in there, there'd probably be, I don't know, maybe like 24 kits or more per box. And always ordering at least quantity of like 5, sometimes 10 of a kit, you know? And I mean, in the beginning, I mean, word of mouth got around, and I did move a lot of kits, like those first few years, especially the Aoshima, you know, and that was like, I would say the biggest like investment venture I was doing is like buying a lot of Aoshima, and little by little acquiring Hasegawa, Tamiya, and Fujimi, and, you know, Nunu Hobby, all the other kits that were coming from Japan, and then later Mang from China. And, you know, my interests weren't really all there with, you know, the AMT Rebel kits, just because I already knew that these kits are so accessible all over the US in every brick and mortar store. And by me having the same thing, I mean, this stuff, I might move some units, but not a lot. And it's almost like, how's that going to make me stand out? You know, what makes me so different from other stores if I'm carrying the same thing, you know? And I just didn't really want to do that unless, you know, I was like, oh, you know, I'll give it. And I did give it tries, but I always got the result that I was already in my mind. Like, you see, like, these don't really move. The only one that I was like, all right, like, I got to go in on this was the 64 Impala Revell. You know, did a huge order with that, and those sold out quick, you know. And I haven't even restocked since then. Like, and that's already been a while since, the beginning of the year when that happened. And, you know, now with the Aoshima stuff, it's like, all right, cool, I'm not going to buy as much. I got to lower my quantities, not buy 5, not buy 10. I'm only going to buy 2 or maybe 1. So I started doing that. And, yeah, that would work out, you know. Like, yeah, it's just 1 kit. And then, boom, gone. All right, cool. But now, you know, with this whole announcement thing and everything and just seeing how things are moving forward, I'm like, okay, well, do I want to keep investing in this product knowing that it's not moving as how it used to move, you know? It's just like, I got to change directions, you know? I gotta pivot, improvise, you know, and see what's up. I know they're always going to produce, they're always going to be there. New kits are always going to come down, and that's cool. But I feel like in the direction and where the things are headed, there's just a lot more competition. Everything's saturated, like I said earlier. A lot of things are very accessible, and my direction is to be more towards things that are non-accessible, things that are hard to find, hard to get, hard to obtain. That's more my thing where I want to be headed. You know, I don't want to be carrying a bunch of stuff that everybody could carry and stuff like that, because then how's that going to make me stand out, you know? So at this point, I need to free up space. I need to move some units. You know, a lot of the Aoshima stuff is for the kits, for the most part, which I'm calling a dead stock right now because there's no plans of restocking. Once it's gone, it's gone. And we're just going to go from there, you know. There's no hard feelings. I'm still going to build an Aoshima kit. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, or I'm just like anti-Aoshima. No, that's not, you know, and I'm not trying to throw any shade at them or anything. It's just business when it comes down to it, you know. There's many companies that do this where they sell directly to consumer and they also sell to stores. So it's not like it's something new or like, oh my God, like no. Like, you know, it happens. It's just about making decisions as to what's gonna make you move forward. You know, I don't want to be set back. I don't want to be with a huge stockpile of kits that are just gonna sit there and it's gonna take years to even move. I don't want that at all. You know, and you know, there'll be more decisions that are gonna be changing, and I'd rather just invest in other things that, you know, modelers are like they want and they're also using and they're constantly using, you know, because everything's changing, you know. It has been changing. I know you guys have seen the changes as well. Even everybody's habits of spending have changed, you know. Back then we would have, like, you know, whatever extra money to splurge, buy stuff, and now, you know, a lot of that extra money we have, you know, we have to use it for groceries, gas, and other things in our daily lives. You know, bills we gotta pay and all this stuff, or even just to save it. You know, maybe we just want to hold on to it. You know, nothing wrong with that. You know, we want to grow, we want to move forward. You know, and I think every business has to pay attention to what's going on. only the paranoid survive, you know? You always got to be paying attention to what's going on and make a decision, you know? You got to have a plan and to move forward, you know what I mean? And I'm constantly like, you know, thinking about, all right, you know, what can I do to take my business to the next step and stuff like that. And but at the same time, I'm not trying to like stress myself out either about it. I feel like I've already gone through that in the past. And I mean, right now I'm on my 4th year. I'll be in December. I'll be jumping into this is my 3rd year. I'm gonna be going into my 4th year. Sorry, running into my 4th year. So it's just one of those things where I gotta take it easy, you know. I can't be like, oh my god, like stressing out. What am I gonna do? I can't be thinking like that. Like, just take it chill, you know, and go from there. But I do gotta make these decisions, you know. It sucks, you know. It would have been dope if like things weren't as saturated and this and that. But hey, you can't always get what you want. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta work with what's there and what's gonna be happening. And it's just not just you know, I don't want to just point the finger at Aoshima. I mean, there's tons of companies that are making themselves accessible from overseas too, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's business. Like I said, you know, at the end of the day, it's all business. Everyone's got to eat. Everyone's got to do their thing. Customers got to look for what they're looking for, you know. Whether if it's something I have and if I don't have it, you know, they're going to look for somewhere else, you know. It is what it is, you know. But that's something, you know, I never really talked about it publicly on the podcast like that, but I needed to just let it out, you know, for you guys to know what's going on. Because, you know, sometimes I get emails from homies or DMs and they're like, hey, what's going on, dude? Like, everything good? Like, you know, our sales good? Like, you're not closing, right? I'm like, no, I'm not closing. Like, I'm still gonna operate, you know. Even if the menu got small, like, there's still gonna be stuff there, you know what I mean? And those are things too I've been considering, like, oh, maybe I need to not have such a big menu, you know, set it down to the core items. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know, you know, what you guys think about that. But I've been thinking about the mystery boxes too, like maybe doing a mystery box of a price range where I don't even I don't even state what's going to be in it, you know. You just trust me at that point and go, boom, surprise me, you know. I'll be kind of interesting doing one like that too. But I don't know, I might just create it, throw it up there, and who knows if someone's like really down for that, you know. And just like hook people up for sure, like hook people up, put something dope in there, and then you know, see if they would want to do that again. That'd be pretty cool. But it's fun, man. The mystery boxes for me, it's been really fun when I get to put those together, because it's like, you know, you're digging through everything. There's so many choices, and you got to narrow it down. Like, and then you go, oh, all right, let me grab this. Oh, this one looks dope. Oh, yeah. You know, it's just kind of fun to like put it together, like the whole thing. I wish I could just freaking do everything mystery boxes. That would be like super dope. But I understand, you know, obviously customers need specific items to their order. You know, they might just need primer. That's it. You know, they might just need that one kit for the collection they've been looking for, or they just might need the wheels, you know, for the fitment of the kit to get that stance and all. That could be it too, you know. So it just varies as to like what's going to be going down right there. So those are the changes for the online store right there. Please check it out. And the latest issue is out now, Model Cars Magazine. It's out there. And then another thing too, Dedicated Magazine is having their show already in September coming up. How crazy is that? I wonder if the release of the mag's gonna be out by then. there for those that are going to be attending there in Texas. I wonder if the issue will be out. That's going to be quite interesting because that's coming up pretty soon. It's not that far away. Unfortunately, I will not be there in attendance. I actually have a doctor's appointment on the weekend. Going to be going down that weekend, so I got to get ready for that. But I will be sending out some items to them, out to David in Texas for their raffle. So at least I'll have some product items there. They're going to be part of the raffle for the dedicated magazine. So that should be fun right there. And yeah, man. I mean, it should be interesting. It should be interesting. It's coming up. Excited to see the content, what people post. A lot of people are going to be flying out there. A lot of people are going to be like attending it, things like that. I mean, it took some time in the making to get it all together. It's just a trip. It's like coming up pretty fast. It's it's right around the corner. It's not too far right there. Let me see here. See if I could pull up the info here for that event, because yeah, man, it's right here. But I know it's going to be in the city of Denton, Texas. That's where David's from, right there. Detail Junkies. Let me see. Boom. I know the mag's coming up. Let me see. Oh shoot! I'm looking at the. Oh, this is the magazine there. They're doing the info for the mag. See if there's any tags on here. But how you guys been? How's everything with you dudes and dudettes? How's everybody been? All right, here we go. So it's 9/21, September 21st. Dedicated Scale Enthusiast Magazine Super Show. Dang, that's coming up. Let's see. Let me pull up the info. So this is going to be Greater Denton Arts Council, 400 East Hickory Street, Denton, Texas. Damn. And for more info, go to junkies.net right there. In there, you'll be able to see all the awards, categories, and all that. We did sponsor a category for the event. I believe it's Best Paint is the category that I'm sponsoring on there. Best Pintura, Best Paint. And so there's that. And then, obviously, like I said, some stuff that's going to be going out there for the raffle. I know people love raffles, so got to get some goodies out there for that. But yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up right there. 9/21. Mark it on your calendar. If you're planning on going, make sure you double check everything: the hotel, the plane tickets, renting a car, getting the Uber. Make sure that you have that checklist going. Set aside the gear. What you're gonna take, what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna represent. Maybe you're gonna rock that club shirt, get it nice and ironed, nice and cleaned up, right there, looking sharp, tip top, Magoo. What else? And then think about how you're gonna take the models too. Decide which ones you're gonna take. Are you just taking one? Or are you taking 6? How many are you taking with you? And just go out there, fill out those forms, set those models down on those tables, represent, and just hang out with your friends. Chop it up with the homies. Buy some things with the vendors. Get some of them raffle tickets. Enjoy the vibes. Take a break. Get some lunch. and just chill out with everybody. And then I don't know, maybe there'll be an after party or something after. Maybe somebody will be like, yo, let's all go to my pad. Let's go to my pad right here. And then boom, everyone shows up. Have another party at night. Set up another table of models right there. That'd be pretty dope right there, the after party. And you know, next day, don't even go to sleep. Just stay awake all day, all night. And then next day, go back to the airport, go to sleep in the plane. Boom. Coming from California, probably what, like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. I don't know. All asleep. That power nap right there, and then show up back at the pad. Boom. Land in CA, and just don't even go to sleep. Just stay awake, and then go to sleep like at 10. And then Monday you'll be good. On Monday, go back to work or go back to school. You know. And you'll be pinching yourself like, man, what happened? Was that a dream or what? Did that really happen? Did I really win first? Did I take best paint? Boom, E, right there. There you go. But, yeah, that should be coming up. So that should be fun. That should be fun right there. Make sure you hit up junkies.net. Follow the guys, Chili Willy, Detail Junkies, and Dedicated Magazine on Instagram for more info. Any questions, just hit them up, see what's up, see what help you need or what for the show, and that should be good. But guys, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I know it's a short one, but I gotta head out. I gotta do my thing over here. I'll talk to you guys soon. And damn, you know what? I've been talking about the whole discount thing, 30% off. I didn't even tell you guys the code. So when you go to the website, add Aoshima model kits to the cart, you got to add the code 863, the letter A as in apple, and the letter H as in Hubert, and you'll get the 30% off right there. But when you go on the website, you'll see it at the top banner as well. All right, so scaleriders.com. Oh, before I forget, if you go on mixcloud.com, do a search Scale Riders, and you'll find the Scale Riders radio on there. The latest compiled selection of deep cuts, latest episodes out right there. This was compiled by DJ Tweezermatic. Shout outs to and thank you to DJ Tweezermatic for putting this one together here. A lot of various styles and genres of beats, instrumentals, just to keep the mind, flowing as you're doing your build or your thought process of what's the next build. It's live right there. I will put the link on this description of this episode when it goes up live as well. So this way you guys can check that out right there. But yeah, that it's out right there, and hope you guys enjoy that too. So do expect more compiled deep cuts, from DJ Tweezermatic. Also DJ Sprue Cuts. That's another individual that's been putting out some of these things for us. So make sure you listen to these guys. All right, peace out. 65 Lokes out later.